All right, so we're going to take a look and see how to do each of these problems. A little bit of a refresher here. So in order to evaluate each of these, we got to remember how each type of fraction operation is done. So the first one, we're subtracting. When you are subtracting fractions, what do you need to get first?
Have it equal to the other one.
What needs to be equal to it?
Multiply.
But what part needs to be equal?
Oh, the 1/2.
The 1/2 needs to be equal?
To the 1/6.
Yeah. But of course, yeah.
Looking for a common denominator.
Yeah, that denominator specifically. You're thinking of the exact right thing there. It was just a matter of getting the right words for it. So we're looking for that common denominator. And so what would the common denominator be between 2 and 6? 12 works. So does 6. Some of you did 6, some of you did 12. They both work. It's just a matter of how much reducing you'll do. Now you said 12, so I'm going to run with 12. 2 times what is 12? 6. And so since I'm multiplying the bottom by 6, I'm going to multiply the top by 6 as well. Top and bottom need to get multiplied by the same thing. So 1/2 becomes 6/12. Minus is still there. Nothing's going to change that part. Then the 1/6. What do I multiply 6 by to get 12? 2. And so I multiply the top and bottom of that one by 2. And that's going to give me then, oops, wrong color, 2/12. Having done that, we can go ahead and do the subtraction. So on the top, I do 6 minus 2. That's going to give me 4. And it's over. Now, what it's over, this is the important part. The reason why we need a common denominator is because it's going to stay the same. Anytime two things in math have to be the same, it's because they're going to stay the same after we do whatever it is we're doing. So this is going to become 4/12. Now, I don't want to leave my answer as 4/12. We always need to reduce our answers. What can I divide both the top and bottom of this fraction by?
4.
2 works and 4 works. Since I know both of those work, I'm going to take out the biggest one. So I'm going to now divide top and bottom by the same number. Whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom. I'm going to divide top and bottom by 4, which gives us 1/3. That is our final answer. For number 2, we are adding. In order to add them, this time let's go ahead and use that common denominator of 6 that we had talked about. So in this case, I'm going to have to multiply the first fraction top and bottom by 3. So that becomes 3/6. Plus the 1/6 does not need to change because it already has the right denominator. So when I add them, I get 4/6. Reduce it, so we divide top and bottom by the same number. In this case, divide top and bottom by 2. And you get 2/3. All right, number 3, we're multiplying. So then you have to remember, how do I multiply fractions? The biggest thing there on how to remember how to multiply fractions is multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. And so to multiply 1/2 by 1/6, on the top I do 1 times 1, which is 1. And on the bottom I do 2 times 6, which is 12. That does not reduce at all because, of course, it's already a 1 on top. So that one's done. That's all you got to do. And then finally for division. Division is probably the trickiest one in my experience for people to remember how to do it. In order to do that one, the way that you do it is you leave the first fraction as it was, but you're going to flip the second fraction, and you're going to change the division to multiplication. So we flip and we multiply. And always flip the second. It doesn't matter which one's bigger or smaller or anything like that, we always flip the second fraction. Now I'm multiplying, so I multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom, just like I did in number 3. So that gives me 6/2, which then we need to reduce. 6/2 reduces to 3/1, which is 3. Yes, I don't want to leave it as 3/1 because 3/1 just equals 3. 3 then is our final answer. So these are some examples, some little bit refreshers here. But, I want you to have more than just an example to tie things to. Please add this information to your notes if you didn't remember any of those perfectly. This is that good refresher. It's something you can look back at super quick. I made these really short just to give you those reminders about how you do these.